तो वहाँ पे सिचुएशन अभी इतनी अफेक्ट नहीं हुई है जितना साइड वेज जैसे बॉर्डर साइड हुई है। बट ये है कि जैसे हम कल फ्लाइट में आ रहे थे तो हमें न्यूज़ सुनने में मिला कि वहाँ पे इमरजेंसी सिचुएशन वो कर दी गई है। तो अभी ये है कि मैक्सिमम जितने भी इंडियन स्टूडेंट्स हैं वो आ रहे हैं, और रेस्क्यू फ़्लाइट्स भी, जैसे पहले फ़्लाइट्स क्या था कि बहुत कम हो रही थी, एयर इंडिया ने 3 ही फ़्लाइट्स अरेंज की थी। बट अभी ये है कि फ़्लाइट्स वगैरह का भी नंबर इंक्रीज़ हो रहा है, तो इंडियन स्टूडेंट जल्द से जल्द यहाँ पे आने का ट्राई कर रहे हैं। बुकिंग्स वगैरह ऐसा है कि बुकिंग्स नहीं मिल रही तो नहीं है, बुकिंग्स मिल रही हैं, बट लेकिन ये है कि इस टाइम पे थोड़ी सी कॉस्टली पड़ रही है।
मैं यूक्रेन में 3rd ईयर मेडिकल स्टूडेंट हूँ और अभी वहाँ पे सिचुएशन पहले से बिगड़ चुकी है। कुछ टाइम पहले इतना सिचुएशन नहीं था, बट धीरे धीरे बॉर्डर्स पे तो हो ही रही है, और जो बॉर्डर से दूर है सिटीज़, वहाँ पे भी लाइक डिफ़िकल्टीज बढ़ती जा रही हैं। तो जो स्टूडेंट्स अभी वहाँ पे हैं वो निकलने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, बट उनको फ़्लाइट्स नहीं मिल रही हैं। और उसके अलावा जो वहाँ के प्रेसिडेंट हैं जेलेंस्की, उन्होंने यूएन सिक्योरिटी बढ़ा दी है और इमरजेंसी बढ़ा दी है।
क्योंकि हमें एम्बेसी की तरफ से नोटिस आया था, तो इसलिए हम ट्राई करें कि जल्दी से वापस आ जाए।
And I'm now joined on the broadcast by one of the parents of a Ukrainian student. Mr. Abhishek Nair is joining me on the broadcast. Mr. Nair, I believe you've had a harrowing experience to bring your child back into the country.
In fact, I was writing to all. Are you getting my voice?
Yes, please. Hello? Go ahead, Mr. Nair.
I was writing to all the ministers of external affairs. I was in touch with secretaries, and I was writing from the 7th of February this month. And I was trying my hard to bring back my daughter, because in that case, in that situation, she was not having temporary resident permit in her hand. She is a first year medical student. And without TR, we could not call her back. That was the first difficulty. Second difficulty was universities were not allowing online classes. So I was hammering to our embassy, please convey to the universities to convert all offline classes to online module. But with very difficulty, on Monday, she could get a TR and information from university that now they are permitting online classes. Then only we could book a ticket of 22nd, and touch wood, my daughter came back on 22nd. And today position is so horrible that her friends, when they were reaching from Kharkiv to Kyiv, and they are stuck in Kyiv. Now embassies are closed, all airport is closed, embassy is closed, and they don't know where to go, because from Kharkiv they reached Kyiv and now they are on roads. And on the other hand, in Kharkiv, their hostel is around 20-30 kilometers away from border. And the students there in the hostel, they are in so much panic. They woke up in the night, and they are in so much fear because they are hearing regular voice of bomb blast and all these bomb blasts they are hearing. And there is very much panic. All students are in very much panic.
Absolutely. Mr. Nair, when you spoke to your daughter, what is the kind of situation that she has described to you while she was there? And since you mentioned your repeated, attempts to reach the embassy and the High Commission really fell on deaf ears there, but the Indian embassy had already directed the students to start evacuating, not wait for any kind of procedural process from their respective university. So that also had happened.
That happened, but at that time situation started worsening, because tickets of flights were reaching so high, 1 lakh, 2 lakhs rates were there, and in our Indian government, Air India's plane was reaching only on 22nd, and its capacity is hardly 250 only, but that was not sufficient. There are 20,000 Indians there. If we have to start evacuation plan, we had to send several other flights. But that part was missing. Just by issuing advisory was not enough, because up to that time, India and Ukraine government both were thinking that things will become normal. And on that perception, universities were also saying, no, everything will become normal, no need to panic. That was the main difficulty, and therefore universities were regularly holding offline classes. So they could not assess what is going
And
to
you
happen.
did you manage to have a word with the authorities as far as the university is concerned, or where your daughter was studying? Did you manage to have a word there, and did you raise a concern with the authorities there?
Yes, yes. Our embassy was very helpful in that. On my persuasion, they talked to universities, and the university gave assurance that online, all right, we will grant them permission to join online, whosoever students are going back to their countries. And Mr. Sanjay Rawat is their deputy secretary.
And all this while
My
you were
daughter
constantly
personally.
in touch with your daughter, did she tell you about the kind of situation that the people in Kiev were experiencing? Because you do talk about it, constant threat, and we hear explosions. We are starting and beginning to hear about several explosions while the airfield, as far as Ukraine and Kiev is concerned, is shut, and flights are returning without passengers. So that is a concerning state of affairs, also, sir.
Yes, yes. It's very horrible situation because students in Kharkiv, they are listening explosions by their ears. So they are in very much fear. They remained woke all night. And my daughter was weeping since morning when she was talking to her friends. She is also in continuous fear because has such a good number of friends there, and all are in so much panic. It's very horrible situation. The world must have
Right.
assessed
Mr.
this.
Atri, is she in touch with more people who require to be brought back to the country, or in her knowledge, most of her friends who are from India have returned?
Yes, most of friends are there only. They are returning. Some persons have come with her. Otherwise, several other friends were having tickets booked of today. That flight is cancelled. Several persons have booked ticket for 26, 28, and we know all these persons. But now everything is held up, and they are bound to reside there. They can't come back. In
Absolutely.
fact, in my opinion,
Absolutely.
at this stage, government, what our government should do, government should do try to evacuate from the other countries. They should, because the flights from Kyiv at present is not possible. But we can take back these students to Poland, Georgia, and from there they can start the evacuation operation. The government should have to talk with these other neighboring countries
Oh, that's
also.
a very important point that you have mentioned, Mr. Atri. That is something that should be worked upon. However, right now, the situation has really gotten out of hand because we are talking about a closure of the airspace there in Kiev. However, you were also talking about the ticket prices when you were trying to get your child back from Ukraine into India. So what were they priced at? What did you end up paying for the flight ticket?
Touchwood, I got ticket on the base price of 60,000. 60,000. That was the minimum price of Air India. Otherwise, all tickets were much higher cost, more than 1 lakh. All other flights were more than 1 lakh.
Okay.